everybody. Hi, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread, and I have a tutorial today for you to make the mini wall hanging or desk set from Designs by Juju. I just love these things. This is really a quick sew, and I use the blank template that comes with every one of these, and then I'm going to show you how to customize it to make it your own in Embrilliance. It's really easy and it's a lot of fun. So let me show you how. Once you purchase your In the Hoop miniature wall and desk set on the Designs by Juju website, you'll click on My Downloads, and then everything that you have purchased will be right there. And you can click on this download button, and then you'll be able to download your products. When you click the download button, you can choose the file that will work for your machine. You can do all formats, or you can do just one. Once you get the file downloaded, they come in a zip file format, and you can tell it has a little zipper on here. And to unzip the file, you want to click on it one time, and then right-click and go to Extract All. And it's going to want to know, where do you want to extract it to? I like to leave it right where it's at, so I'm just going to click Extract. I'm going to do Set 4 right now. When you're in Set 4, you can see all of the file types that are there for all the different brands of embroidery machines. You're also going to get a set of instructions. There's a copyright, and then there are a couple of color charts for those different designs, the two different designs that are in here. When you open up the instructions, you can see here there are 12 pages of instructions, and it gives you an image of what it will look like, and it will tell you that you have 3 different hoop sizes you can make this one in, and it gives you the finished sizes of what they will be when they're all finished. You get a list of supplies, and then you get a list of fabric requirements. If you're using the 5x7 hoop, you're going to use these fabric requirements, and likewise for the 6x10 and the 8x12. And then underneath you get all of the images step by step that tell you exactly how to do this, step 1, step 2, and that goes through the entire rest of the instructions. These are very, very good and very clear and easy to follow. To get to the files you need to make your design, I'm going to use the PES file for use on the Brother Luminaire. And you're going to have 3 different types of files in here. And there are 3 different sizes in here. So the first one is it says blank 5x7. You have the blank 6x10 and the blank 8x12. And then here's the one for Our Happy Place design in the 5x7, 6x10, 8x12, and then the last design. And it is also the one, so you want to pay attention to the size and the design of what you want. You can certainly just choose one of these and stitch it out completely, but I want to show you how I customized this particular design in Embrilliance. So to get started, let's take a look at the anatomy of the design itself. I'm going to open Embrilliance, and I'm going to go back over here to this window, and up in the top there's a little double square. I'm going to click this, and it's going to make it a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to grab, not one of the blank ones, but I'm going to grab this one right here because it already has a design on it, and I want you to see how it looks. So I'm just going to grab a hold of it and drag it into the hoop. I'll make it a little bit bigger. There. Over here in the Objects panel, it has a plus sign, and you can click the plus sign, and then each stitch out is going to be listed. So 1.1, you can tell that is the placement stitch for the batting. And you can see the line changes each time I click on something. There's the blue line. So as we go through these, they change. Some of them are placement lines for the applique. So here is all of the cross hatching that's on this project. And you can see we go through here. Now we're going to get into the design itself on there. And you want to notice that the design itself happens, and the very last stitch is this one right here. This last tack down stitch that goes all the way around the design in the yellow right here corresponds to the instructions that will stitch down the envelope opening or envelope closure, if you will, to the entire design. And the reason I'm telling you this, see how that's stitched all the way down? There's that last line of stitching right there. The reason I'm telling you this is because it's important to pay attention to the fact that if you're going to customize one of these for your own, these need to happen prior to this last stitch. I'm going to highlight all of this. I'm going to hit the delete key on my keyboard and make it go away. Now I want to bring in the blank one. I'm going to make the 8 by 12. And I'm going to minimize this, come out a little bit. Now I want to customize this, and the first thing I'm going to do is come up here and click the A. That will create letters in Embrilliance. And when that is clicked, it'll automatically put the ABC, and that's because it defaults to this ABC with the block font right here. So I'm going to type the word today and hit enter. And then I'm going to go to DBJJ's, let's see, I want to go to Calvin. I've already chosen these. The Calvin 2-inch. There it is. And you can just click on a letter. If you click a green, let me click off of it to deselect. But if you click on it and you click a green box, you will move just that character. See that? Okay. However, if you click on it and you grab the stitching, you'll move the whole design. And that way you don't accidentally move around a letter. I want to create 3 separate objects for these so that I can do them in different fonts. And I can move them independently of one another where I actually want them on the screen. So I'm going to come up and hit A again. And that opens up my text properties. And I'm going to go to the DBJJ Salt and Lime. Now that the font has been changed, I'm going to type out will be and hit enter. And I want that to be a lot smaller. I'll put it right here. And I want another word in a different font. So I'm going to choose DBJJ's Evangeline. And I just want the A for right now. I'm backing out and deleting the B and the C. I'm going to hit enter. And I'm going to pull that down here. And I want to make that a lot bigger, like that. You have to be kind of careful how much you stretch these, but as long as you stay, within ½ an inch or so of the original size, you should be fine. And I want one more object, and I'm going to leave it in the same font. I'm going to go down to Evangeline's 1-inch, and I'm going to type M-A-Z-I-N-G for amazing. And I'm going to drag it down here. Maybe make it just a little bit bigger. It will not let you go, but so far, because Embrilliance will make sure that the lettering does not get distorted if you accidentally make it too big. Very nice. And do I want that down here? No, I want it right here. Okay, so we're all finished putting the letters on. Now, if you want to change the color of the fonts, you can click on the object either in here or you can click on it over here. And I want this to be a teal. And so down here in the properties, we can go to color, and I'm going to double click the color. So I'm going to scroll through and find the color I want. That'll be pretty. So if you want to make your colors exact, you can click on this, and it is 2521 in the isochord, 2521 fuchsia. So I'm going to click this one, and I'm going to search 2521 and hit go. Oh, click number. There it is. There. That'll give you a real good idea of what you think it might look like. Remember that we need that final stitch to be at the end to create the envelope closure. So this is it right here. And you can see there's that stitch again. You want to get a hold of it. Don't click on the letters, but click like right here. There is actually an image, and you can drag it down and hover it over the one that it will go below. There we go. So now we know that all of this is going to stitch out. We'll get here, and then we're going to jump to the letters. This works. And there's our final stitch. That's it. We have customized it. To make this project, you're going to need a piece of batting, and I have used Hobbs 80/20. You can use warm and natural or warm and white depending on whatever background fabric you have. You can use a poly, whatever you have handy. You just don't want it to be too terribly thick. You need one piece of fabric for your main fabric. You need one piece of fabric for your top border. You need two pieces of fabric folded in half, wrong sides together, to be the back closure flaps. You need two tabs if you're going to hang it. The directions to make the tabs are included in the instructions. You're going to need some tape to tape these down. You're also going to need some no-show poly mesh stabilizer. Don't tell anybody, but I didn't have any that was wide enough for my hoop, so I used two pieces and overlapped them a couple of inches. Just, don't tell anybody about that. And then you're going to need a firm, flat surface, so when you need to remove the hoop and do cutaway, you've got a firm base so that your hoop does not come undone. You're going to need a pair of curved embroidery scissors so that you can trim away the excess fabric on the applique and not catch the stitching underneath. And I use a 20 spool thread stand. I always keep black and white on my machine at all times, and then the other colors that I need I will put in the thread stand. I run the threads up to the top so they all run up here and stay nice and neat, and they are all ready to go. So at the Luminaire, I'm going to go to embroidery and the pocket for memory. I sent the design wirelessly, so I'll touch the wireless icon, and let's see, here it is. If your machine comes up and says that it doesn't have enough thread data, don't worry about that. It still has the stops, and that's what is actually going to be used the most. I have loaded the hoop, and I'm using an Oregon 7511 needle, and we're ready to get started. If you have overlapped your stabilizer, you want to make sure that it doesn't get caught as the machine goes around. This is the placement line for the batting. You want to place your batting so that it covers the stitch line, the placement line, by about 1/2 inch all the way around. You can fold it up and take a look and make sure that it's going to cover everything. If your batting has little bumps on it, you want to put those face down. This is the tack down stitch for the batting. I'm just putting my hand in here away from the needle, but to keep it smooth. Sometimes when you have larger pieces like this, you can get some little ripples. If you get a couple, don't worry about it. Not that big of a deal. You won't notice it in the end. Now it's going to do the placement stitch for the main fabric. You want to put your main fabric face up. This will be the part that gets seen. I'm going to take just a little bit of tape. You can use Kimberbell embroidery tape, you can use painter's tape, you can use fabric first aid tape. I'm just going to put a little bit on here to smooth it down and make sure it stays where I want it to. You want to remove the hoop, and you only need to trim the fabric from the top part. See how easy it is with these curved scissors? You can cut with confidence and know you're not going to cut something you don't want to. These are not inexpensive. These are Gingers. Don't go cheap on these scissors. I give that advice every time, and there's a reason for that. Okay, we are on step number 5, and now we're going to put the placement line down for the border. Fabric down. Again, you want it to cover at least by 1/2 inch. You want to remove the hoop and trim the border fabric from the bottom only. Now it's going to do the all-over quilting. Time for a thread color change to do the border that goes all around this upper part. I like to tie my threads off at the top and pull them through. I use just a single knot. I am using a mixture of Isacord and Madeira Poly Neon thread. I'm not real particular about thread brands. I'm not a purist when it comes to that kind of thing, so I use whatever color I have on hand that works regardless of the brand. Time to start the lettering. All right, time to take this out of the hoop. And we're going to trim to 1/4 inch all the way around the outside stitching. On this curved bottom edge, I'm going to cut straight across, and then I will work that with my scissors on the curves. And then a little advice from garment sewing. You want to do some open V's, cut to but not through the stitch line on your curve. This gives that extra fabric in there somewhere to go when you turn it. If you cut through the stitch line, take after it with your sewing machine and just reinforce that stitch. Trim the corners at a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to go give this a press. I'm going to turn it with my Clover point-to-point turner. I like that because I can get in with this curved edge and get the corner and the point and then press this out. And it works so well. Look at that. That looks great. Can you see that? Now I'm going to go press this and make sure that everything is back. Oh, those little tabs are so cute. I love this. Okay, so this just turned out awesome. I am so pleased with this. Look. There's the back of it, so you can see the envelope closure. Oh, you guys, this is just so great. Y'all could do the birth announcements on these and make it really nice to hang in a baby's room, or, you know, an anniversary or birthday, or just something that makes you smile, because, you know, today will be amazing. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. You guys, go sew something. Bye.